He doesn't sleep, he eats and breathes it, all of that, and you can check him out. He is the host. He somehow manages to find time to film and record, we're in 1930, record the Hoops Today podcast, which is amazing. You can see him all over CBS. I mean, Jon, I saw a clip and you were on the floor. You literally were on the floor in a studio.
It's an emotional time of year, Kay. You never know what's going to happen when the NCAA tournament is going to take you to depths of your emotions that you just didn't know were there. But I definitely had some of that last weekend, especially with all the storylines we have going into this weekend's Final Four in Phoenix.
How are you holding up after this Elite Eight?
It's emotionally draining for a lot of different reasons, because you think about everything that's going on right now in terms of everything leading into the sport's most hallowed showcase, the Final Four, something that, again, can't be replicated by a great Super Bowl, a great Masters, a great World Series, an unbelievable pennant, maybe even an outstanding concert in the middle of July at MetLife Stadium. The Final Four in the NCAA tournament is its own separate entity. And think about the storylines we have right now going into the Final Four in Phoenix. UConn against Alabama, great offense against great defense. But there is a game within the game when you look at the Crimson Tide against the Huskies. When Dan Hurley was the head coach at Rhode Island, his first major recruit was a player by the name of E.C. Matthews out of Romulus, Michigan. Who was E.C. Matthews' high school coach? Nate Oates. Hurley and Oates go head-to-head now on Saturday in the Final Four. And then the other side of the bracket, we have the most dominant force we have seen in years in college basketball. The first player to win National Player of the Year honors in back-to-back seasons since Ralph Sampson did it in back-to-back years at Virginia in the early 1980s in Zach Edey. Purdue was thought to be the sentimental favorite, the team that could replicate what Virginia did in 2019 by losing to a 16 seed one year and potentially winning the national title the next. But Purdue was only the sentimental favorite until NC State beat Duke to go to the Final Four for the first time since 1983. And I just want to add more context to just how surreal this NC State experience is.
Yeah.
NC State finished the regular season at 17-14. NC State finished the regular season on a 4-game losing streak. NC State was in a competitive game with Louisville at the start of the ACC tournament. And NC State against Virginia in the ACC tournament semifinals was trailing by 3 points when Virginia had Isaac McNeely on the foul line, somebody who shoots better than 80% from the line. He misses. Tony Bennett opts not to foul up 3. Michael O'Connell then for NC State does a double clutch bank shot to send the game in the overtime. The Wolfpack are on a 9-game winning streak. That game will be the player that obviously everybody remembers because of the shot by O'Connell, Tony Bennett choosing not to foul. And now NC State, much like Jim Valvano did in 1983, has a chance, in my opinion, to be one of the most improbable national champions that we've had in the history of the NCAA tournament.
Gosh,
okay, we've got four. I've got 4 words.
It's amazing.
America.
I'm so happy that you break it down. So you're such an encyclopedia, such an almanac, and such a great resource. I don't follow the game like obviously like a normal person at the bar, let alone the nitty gritty like you do. But when a name trickles to me, that means it's a big name, and it's DJ Burns, right? DJ Burns, he's got NFL interest, so it dips into my world. He pops into the scene. He's leading this storied, beautiful NC State squad, like you're talking about. He sort of, what I'm hearing, pops onto the scene and is leading this team. So I gave you homework. And I don't know how you squeeze it in and all of the stuff that you deal with, but would you indulge me? I said, you know what, I'd like to know who is the top 5 in Jon Rothstein's world, all-time March Madness, unlikely heroes a la Burns. Let's go top 5 quickly. Who you got?
Well, we have to start, I think, with Ron Lewis, who made the shot to tie the game against Xavier in 2007 of the round of 32. This is great. He was a role player on the Ohio State team that made the national title game and lost to Florida. Ali Faroukmanesh, who again made that 3 to put Northern Iowa up 4 on Kansas in 2010. Jamie Skeen, the Wake Forest transfer, who was unbelievable in the Elite Eight for VCU against Kansas in 2011. Tim Henderson, a walk-on, who hit back-to-back 3-point shots in the Final Four against Wichita State. And then obviously Amita Brima, who nobody talks about, but when UConn won the national title in 2014, it was down 3 to St. Joe's in the round of 64. Amita Brima got fouled, made obviously the layup, but then also was a below 50% free throw shooter and made the shot to tie the game. UConn won in overtime. Nobody remembers Amita Brima.
Okay, I will say, and this is coming in from my producers, Mountaineers, you're going to get a lot of heat for this, I'm hearing, because the people are going to be upset that Kevin Pitts-Nogle is not on the list. He wasn't even he was a backup that leads the Mountaineers to the Elite 11, John, or the Elite 8, the Elite 11.
Well, Kevin Pitts-Nogle to me is not unsung because for a while he was part of the vernacular of our country. When you think about what he did, not just in 2005, but in 2006 as well, he was part of a team at West Virginia that went to the Sweet 16 and lost to Texas in 2006 when Kenton Paulino hit a game-winning shot at the buzzer, but then Texas lost to LSU with Tyrus Thomas and Glenn Big Baby Davis in the next game in the Elite Eight.
One sentence answer. Does Alabama have a chance?
Do they have a chance? Yes. Do I think they'll win? No.
All right, Jon Rothstein, everybody, thank you so much. Good luck. Enjoy the next games, the anarchy, and the whole 9 yards. As I said, Elite 11 like an idiot. Thank you, Jon Rothstein. Appreciate you. Up next,